Crashes, betrayals, legends lost. Imola is more than a racetrack, it's Formula One's most emotional battlefield. In just one weekend in 1994, F1 lost two drivers, Roland Ratzenberger,
the driver of car number 32, NTV Simtech Ford, Roland Ratzenberger, succumbed to injuries sustained in the accident which took place at Imola circuit.
and the iconic Ayrton Senna,
Senna! My goodness! I just saw him plunge off!
forever altering the sport. Out of 1,100 plus Grand Prix, race number 551 still haunts the paddock like no other. But Imola's story didn't start or end there. From backstabbing teammates to fuel fiascos
And there is Senna, parked off the track, presumably out of fuel.
safety revolutions, every inch of this Italian circuit has a secret. And this year, the grid is walking into a storm of pressure. What makes Imola the most emotionally charged circuit in F1 history? Stick around, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's break it all down. In 1994, Imola circuit was the one that shattered Formula One's illusion of control forever. The warning came early. On Friday, Rubens Barrichello lost control at the Variante Bassa chicane, launching into the barriers at 140 miles per hour. His Jordan Grand Prix recorded an impact of 95 G. He was knocked unconscious, and astonishingly, marshals casually flipped his crumpled car upright. Barrichello escaped with only a broken nose and a cut lip, but the tone for the weekend was set. Saturday was worse. Roland Ratzenberger's Simtech suffered front wing damage from a curb strike the lap before, and at nearly 200 miles per hour, the weakened wing failed to approach the Villeneuve kink. His car hit a concrete wall at 500 grams, the highest ever recorded in F1 at the time. He died instantly. Ayrton Senna was deeply affected by the previous day's events. He collapsed in his motorhome after visiting the crash site. Professor Sid Watkins even begged him to quit. He refused.
The fastest man around, who won the championship so many times. Why don't we both quit and we'll go fishing? He took a long time before he answered, and then he turned to me and said, Sid, I have to go.
On Sunday, Senna led the race until lap 7 when his Williams veered off at Tamburello. A suspension rod pierced his helmet. The sport's brightest light was gone. Imola, 1994, didn't just break hearts, it rewrote the DNA of Formula One. And the track's haunting history had already been building long before. Imola isn't new to heartbreak. Before 1994, it was already one of F1's most controversial battlegrounds. The 1982 San Marino Grand Prix saw teammates turn enemies.
The San Marino Grand Prix was held at Imola in Italy.
Ferrari's Gilles Villeneuve and Didier Pironi were told to hold position, but Pironi ignored the call, snatching the win.
Villeneuve declared his intention of not speaking to Pironi again for the rest of his life.
Villeneuve was furious, vowing never to speak to Pironi again, a promise kept when he died in qualifying 2 weeks later. A year later, Patrick Tambay took emotional revenge. Driving car number 27 in memory of Villeneuve, he inherited the win after Ricardo Patrese crashed out while leading. The crowd burst. In 1985, the race turned into a fuel economy circus. Senna ran dry with 3 laps to go.
Senna's in trouble. Could be fuel. So Senna slowed right down out of the blue.
Then Johansson, then Piquet.
And Nelson Piquet is out too.
Prost crossed the line first, only to be disqualified for an underweight car.
And Alain Prost is across the line.
Elio De Angelis won without leading a single lap.
There is Elio De Angelis, second position.
1989 brought fire and fury. Gerhard Berger's Ferrari exploded in a terrifying crash at Tamburello. Senna and Prost's gentleman's agreement dissolved during the red flag restart, igniting one of F1's fiercest rivalries. Imola has always been unpredictable, brilliant, and brutal in equal measure. And eventually, all that chaos demanded real reform. Imola is old school. Built in the 1950s and snaking through Italian hills, it's a rare left-handed layout that runs counterclockwise. At just under 5 km and 17 turns, it's technical and narrow. Tamburello, Rivazza, and Acque Minerali aren't just names, they're legends, carved in both glory and tragedy. It's hard to pass here. That's why qualifying is everything. Pirelli is bringing softer compounds this year, hoping to spice up strategy, but track position will still rule. There's one DRS zone and not much margin for error. Drivers love it because it demands precision. Lewis Hamilton once called it unbelievable, while Leclerc said, "Qualifying here is riding the curbs like no other." Yet the challenge remains brutal. The current layout may have more runoff than in 1994, but mistakes here still cost. It holds just 60,000 fans, a fraction of newer venues. But the noise from the Tifosi drowns out any lack of size. Imola doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. That's what makes it so special. And in 2025, the pressure on the grid is at an all-time high. McLaren leads the pack with 246 points in the 2025 Constructors' Championship. Ferrari? Fourth, with just 94, at their home race. That's not just disappointing, it's humiliating. No wonder they're throwing the kitchen sink at Imola. New floor, rear body tweaks, brake duct revisions, and an upgraded front wing, designed in tandem with upcoming flexi-wing regulations. They need a breakthrough. Red Bull isn't much better. Max Verstappen trails Piastri and Norris in the standings, and they're third in the constructors' standings with 105 points, behind even Mercedes. Marco admits they were not fast enough in Miami, and that McLaren's dominance was barely masked by Max's defensive driving. Mercedes, don't be fooled by their quiet demeanor. James Allison says upgrades have been rolling in a steady trickle. The W16 isn't flashy, but it's evolving, focused on tire temp and race pace. George Russell already has 4 podiums. With just 6 rounds done, everyone's hunting McLaren. And with new parts flying in, Imola could flip the order, or blow it apart. It's upgrade roulette, and every team is all in at Imola. But hardware is only half the story. The drivers are the real difference for the 2025 Drivers' Championship. Oscar Piastri is cooking. 3 wins in a row, 131 points, first in the standings, and the criticism that he chewed up tires? Gone. McLaren boss Andrea Stella says it's not just the car, it's Oscar's evolution. He's now a tire whisperer, managing degradation like a seasoned veteran. Lando Norris isn't far off, just 16 points back. He was faster late in Miami, closing the gap on Piastri before the Aussie turned it up again. Expect fireworks between them soon. Max Verstappen's 4th place finish in Miami says it all. He's dragging Red Bull higher than it should be. At 99 points, he's in striking distance, but the car needs more than just the Max factor. George Russell sits at 93 points, quietly lethal. Leclerc with 53 points and Hamilton with 41 points are still searching for consistency. And at home in Imola, the pressure will be suffocating. Ferrari can't afford another off weekend. With the European leg kicking off, every point matters. McLaren's on top, but the grid smells blood. The upgrades are in. The stage is set. And at Imola, history always has a say. Imola has always delivered, sometimes triumph, sometimes trauma. It's where cars crashed, rivalries exploded, and history turned on a dime. 1994 gave us a loss. Later years gave us controversy. And today, it's giving us a battle for dominance. Piastri's rising, Ferrari's desperate, Red Bull's slipping. Mercedes is lurking in the shadows. And every team knows this track doesn't do second chances. This isn't just racing, it's legacy. Who do you think handles the pressure best this weekend? And which team walks out of Italy with momentum on their side? Let us know in the comments, and if you want more videos all season long, don't forget to subscribe for upcoming videos. See you in the next one.